Hello guys, it is the first day of the trial Scorn of the Fallen Iceberg. 3 missions, an Esper mission which is gonna be easy, lightning damage also easy because we have our Esther, and the only thing that needs consideration is the glacial sculpture. This glacial sculpture can only be summoned, will only appear the moment there are 4 small birds on top side, just 4 small birds, and then the 50% HP threshold is reached. Alright? So, the bird is actually not just a bird but also a fairy type, so killers are half effective. So I just found it a lot easier to just not bring in those massive killers and just instead go for just attack. Alright? So, the Esther that we are looking for is, we want a TDH with LB damage if possible. This one is a TDH, doesn't have any LB damage, but it's a TDH nevertheless, so we are going to pick this guy. It has an added bonus of status resistances, but that is not really necessary for Esters. So, okay, the team that we are bringing for this fight are 2 damage dealers, that will be 2 Esters, 2 tanks, 2 Gladioluses to be specific, and we have 2 healers slash buffers, which is Fina, and the other one is Aerith. Fina will be our green mage, and Aerith will be our buffer slash healer. Now, what Fina does is do the Divine Veil, that is stats buff, and then elemental resist buff. Aerith just does the mitigations. Alright, so again, in terms of the gear requirements for Esther, just a lot of attack, as much as you can, and hopefully you have the all killers for Grand Star, and then no need for any status resist, no need for any kind. You can even bring a negative water resist for Esther. Whereas for all the other 4 units, we are gonna be needing at least 100% resistance for ice, water, and wind. 100% resistance, ice, water, and wind. Resistance, ice, water, and wind. Resistance, ice, water, and wind. For Fina, we need to gear her for 100% camouflage. That is for phantom moves. And for as much defense and HP as we can. With Aerith, we also have the same idea, which is resistances, and then we basically have this camouflage. The other camouflage is actually coming from, that's 50% camouflage. The other camouflage comes from our Esper, which is Siren. For Gladiolus, we have the same thing with Pod, because we need physical P shield R20. Mitigate physical damage by 40%. That's actually massive. And then the other Gladiolus will also help with the buffing. That's why he has Lakshmi. Alright, let's go. So, I'm trying to do this trial in the easiest way possible. Alright, so as you can see, one of our Esthers die. Both of them could possibly die. Let's just imagine that this girl died. There. So what Fina is gonna do is gonna cast Reverse Hearts and then Divine Veil. What Aerith is gonna do is she is gonna cast Planet Protector and Prayer to the Cetra. You see, she has buffs, but you don't need to dispel that really. There's no need to dispel something that is 10%. In fact, there's no need to dispel them in this fight. We'll do the Royal Guards. Blizzaga did almost nothing. Alright. So we will begin with the Esther rotation of Shock Embrace and Combat Overdrive. Shock Embrace and Combat Overdrive. And then Gladiolus, the second turn is the P-Shield. And the second turn here is the Stop. Whereas this one, we want to have Planet Protector and then Breath of the Earth. That's break resistance. And then for Fina, we will just do Divine Veil and Manatopia. Fina and Aerith has a lot of returns in this particular fight. Esther will just follow the standard Esther rotation. That's Wings of the Ice Bird. That is basically the AoE physical. Alright, so Esther is gonna do the bolting strikes. I try triple bolting strike. Okay, we will cast the first. And then we are going to cast Confuse Resistance. And then this is Planet Protector. And then we will want to do our heals, White Materia. And Fina will just repeat because she has nothing better to do. Hail Powder. Alright, fourth turn, this is the time that we will do our Absolute Raikiri. 63%. And since this is the first turn, so we will do our Royal Guards. First turn, the 3-turn rotation. This is also an uneven turn, so we do this. We do Prayer to the Cetra. And Fina will just do the same thing, repeat. Frozen Laser. Triple Bolting Strike. Alright. So 4. Fifth turn is P-Shield. This one is Stop. Fifth turn is Planet Protector. And Prayer to the Cetra. Repeat with CG Fina. So this is the turn where we have the Wings of the Ice Bird. The Wings of the Ice Bird is actually cast on 2, 5, 8 for this phase. Alright, so we need for the 7th turn because it's during the 7th turn where we get the second set of birds. Alright. So what we do here is we do triple demagnetizing strikes. Alright. And the 6th turn is the last turn, so that would be P-Shield. Alright, and then we have here Confuse Resist. This is an even turn, so we do our Break Resist, and then one of our heals. Fina will just do Divine Veil and Manatopia. Alright. So this is the 7th turn. This is the first turn of the Gladiolus rotation. So that will be 2 Royal Guards. And then what Esther is gonna do is she is just gonna cast Shock Embrace and Combat Overdrive. Shock Embrace and Combat Overdrive. And then what Aerith is gonna do is do Planet Protector and do 1 Prayer to the Cetra. And what Fina is gonna do is she is gonna cast the Dual Re-Raise. We're getting closer to that 50% threshold. We need to put Re-Raises on both Aerith and Fina. It's gonna summon the bird now. There. Summon a bird. So it's about time that we do the triple demagnetizing strike. And the ice bird himself. Alright. So what Fina is gonna do is do the same thing as before, which is Divine Veil and Manatopia, but we can just do for sheer. Now, this one will do the P shield. This one will do the stop resistance. And this one is gonna be casting this is Earth Break Resist and then Prayer to the Cetra. So okay, since there are 4 birds and we cross 50% threshold, they are gonna turn into that monster of a thing. Then cast Frozen Hurricane. Alright. So what Fina is gonna do is cast this and then do Prime Heal. And then what Aerith is gonna do is just cast Double Re-Raise on both Fina and herself. And what Esther is gonna do is just cast Triple Bolting Strike. We need Triple Bolting Strike so that we can actually break the Sculpture's defense. Alright. So this is the 9th turn. This is, we're gonna do our P shield, and the other one is we're gonna do our Confusion Resistance. The Diffusion Lasers. Blizzard Hurricane and the Wings of the Ice Bird. Alright. So, Fina, what we're gonna do here is we are gonna cast Divine Veil and Eternal Light. There. We are done with the mission. Defeat with those 2. Then, this is the Aerith has a free turn. I'm just gonna cast Lunatic Voice so that would get rid of our second Esper mission. Ice Reflector, Diffusion. That would be triple. Alright. So what Gladiolus is gonna do is do P shield. Stop resist. And then that would be Divine Veil. And then we do Shining Cheer. And Aerith is gonna do this, the Great Gospel. That's the LB. Frozen Hurricane and Wings of the Iceberg, which got them. Actually killed. Alright. So what we're gonna do is do this, that, and we are gonna do Shock Embrace, Storm, and Bolting Strike. Shock Embrace, Storm, and Bolting Strike. Alright. So what happens is we are gonna cast this, and then we're gonna cast Manatopia. And then we are going to cast the Miracle of Life. Blizzard Hurricane. Alright, so here, ready to do again our Raikiri. And those two are still here. Alright, so we do our physical. We do our Confuse Resist. And then what we're gonna do is Divine Veil. And then Manatopia. And then what we're gonna do is we need to dual cast 2 races. And then we're gonna do our regeneration. Alright. Okay. So, just need one more turn. Alright. To do is cast Royal Guard, and this one casts another Royal Guard. And here And gonna cast dual re-raise again. Alright. So, make or break, here we go. Okay, that's about it. Deal lightning damage, 2 espers, and defeat with a limit burst. Alright, that's about it. Thanks for watching.